Happy Memorial Day weekend, each and every one. Broadcasting live from Mazatlan, Mexico. I'm Bill the Geek. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make videos about the joys of living in Mexico, and we're going live right now. And we have a lot to do, lots to talk about, a lot is going on. Happy Memorial Day. I can smell it. This is one time I wish I was in the United States with my family in Columbus, Ohio. We would go down to the river. I think it's the Olentangy River. We go down to the river, get there around 6:30 in the morning, and we had like a whole case of soda pop, and we had all kinds of food to eat and make burgers and play badminton and volleyball and eat cheeseburgers and hot dogs right off the grill and watermelon and maybe some chitlins. Woo! Memorial Day was a good time. Let's see who is in the house this morning. We got Randy Rudolph in the house. Buenos dias, family. From Muy Calor, Ajijic. And for those of you that don't speak Spanish, Muy Calor means that means hot and humid. No, I would say that is not a good thing. And we have Char Williams in the house from sunny Philly. Happy Memorial Day weekend, Char, to you. Lenora Wilson, great to see you in the house, sharing your love with everybody. Helen, hola, happy holiday weekend. David, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be on the road doing stuff with your wife. I talked to David. I got to talk to y'all. Me and David, he is my new neighbor in Morelia. And last week we were talking about getting your visa and what happens if you are married to a Mexican citizen. And we were talking about it, and I was saying, well, I think if you're married to a Mexican citizen and you move to Mexico, it should be pretty much a done deal. You can go file some papers and just, no financial solvency. But David, he was thinking that he did have his wife is a Mexican. They live in Morelia, and he thought that he had to go through the solvency thing and all of that. But then he rethought it, and he said, no. And his wife talked to him and said, no, if you're married to a Mexican citizen, you come on down to Mexico and hook up. So if you want to avoid all of that financial solvency stuff, just marry a Mexican. That's how you get in. Pay a Mexican to marry him and just stay married to him for like a couple of days. That'll get you into the country. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Nancy, good morning, Nancy. Jamie, I talked to Jamie on the phone this week. He's selling his house, moving to Mexico, traveling around, see what he's going to like, what he might not like. So, look who's here. Look who's here. Rise and reign, Bill. I don't believe that Savvy is in the house. Savvy, we did an interview with her about a month and a half ago. She has a fabulous bed and breakfast in San Nicolas de Ibarra, which is about a 5-minute drive from Chapala, which is in the Ajijic Chapala area. It's a fabulous place. Look up the video. We interviewed her. Then we did a whole segment about her bed and breakfast. Great to see you in the house. And hola, buenos dias. That means hello, good day for my homegirl who is in Columbus, Ohio. And Ms. Sam is in the house. And let me say right now, I did an interview with Brian Pretty Boy Maiden this week, and I have a link to that full video. You'll find it. You have to scroll down about 6 paragraphs to get to it. But Brian Maiden talks about Ms. Sam at the end of the video, and he says, "Oh, and tell Ms. Sam that when I come to visit Morelia, that he wants to dance with Ms. Sam. But check out the video. It's in the description below. It says Brian Maiden video. It's about a half an hour video. It's very interesting. Brian's a very interesting individual. Ken Art in the house. Hola, Bill. I've got, oh my God, you got short ribs. Oh, you got short ribs and peas cooking. Oh, make me sick. Make me cry. Make me cry. Why you want to make me cry? We got Verlaine in the house joining us from La Paz, Mexico, which is at the bottom of the peninsula. We did an interview with her, and here is pretty boy, none other than pretty boy Brian Maiden in the house. Be sure to check out his video. She thinks so she speaks. Saw Brian's video and left a comment. She said, "Oh, it's so great to put together a face with a face with a video, so you learn more about him." But welcome everyone from sunny Charlotte this morning. She thinks so she speaks in the house. Great to see you. And Dominique, hello everyone, and Dominique's coming down to Morelia, I think, and it sounds like maybe we can get together and say hello, have some breakfast, yeah. And hello and good morning, everyone, from Katrina the Maker. Okay, so I'm looking around here. Last week, my internet went down like the night before. I didn't think I was going to be able to broadcast. Last week, I did the whole video. I think I was sitting on the edge of my bed or something like that, using my neighbor's internet. Oh man. But we're all hooked up today. Picked up my Big Mac. Picked up my Big Mac on Tuesday. It's been in the shop for like 6 weeks. They had to put in a new logic board. But I got my whole setup here, 2 computers. I got information over here. I can see what's going on the broadcast. I can see messages. Everything's working out real good. Brian. Tell them, Brian. Don't forget to click the like button. We got 39 people in the house. Don't forget to click the like button, and don't forget to scroll down in the description at your leisure and check out Brian's video. He's broadcasting from Winnipeg, Canada. Chris in the house, good morning from Chicagoland, trying to make my great escape. I talked this. The guys that fixed my computer used to live in Chicago. A lot of Mexicans have gone to live in Chicago, gone to live in Los Angeles. They come back down. But he was told, he said he loved Chicago. He said, but it was freezing in the wintertime. I guess that's why they call it the Windy City. The Windy City. Welcome, Sabby. Hi, family. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe. Yes. And if you're new in the house, this video or this live broadcast is always about sharing, most of all, love and unity and the joy of just living life in general. But it's also about providing information about the joys of living in Mexico. If you're new here and you have any questions, maybe you want some advice about different cities or places to live in. Maybe you have questions about immigration or weather, Mexican food, Mexican culture. It's your show. I'm just a facilitator here to ask questions. I've lived in Mexico almost 20 years now. I live in Mazatlan, Mexico, but in 5 weeks, count them, 5 weeks, I'll be living in Morelia. I can't wait to get out of here because it's hot and hell. It's hot as hell down here. Yo, Bill from Dave Christensen, Jamie. Good camera angle, Bill. with the monitor in the background. You like that? See, I worked on that. I had to get up at like 5 o'clock this morning and set up all this equipment. It ain't no picnic being Bill the Geek. Yeah, there you go. I do have a Memorial Day story to share with you. My father, he died about 11 years ago, but he was in the Navy. He went into the Navy when he was really young. And his brother, my uncle Eugene, he was in the service. I forget what branch of the military he was in, but he was sent to the Korean War, and he just disappeared. I mean, he disappeared probably like 60 years ago. And my father was trying to figure out what happened to him, asking the military questions about where he was, how could they get information about him. And my dad never got any answers, nothing. And then my dad went to Hawaii. We had my mother's sister's family lived in Hawaii. That was my Uncle Jay. He was in the Air Force. He cooked for 6 Air Force One presidents, and he would fly on Air Force One, and he was a cook. But anyway, so my father was in Hawaii. I forget what island he was on, but he was looking at a memorial, and it was a Korean War memorial for soldiers who had been killed in Korea. And my father looked down the list on this marble memorial, and there was my uncle's name, Uncle Eugene. His name was there, and my dad contacted the military, and they tracked down all the paperwork and the details and shared it with my father. And so for all of you people in the military, or if you have military families, God bless all you guys. Thank you for your service, and have a great time. Go out and eat some good food, rock and roll, boogie woogie, whatever it is that you do. Yahoo, live it up. And look who is in the house, none other but then Crapo Productions. Hey, Bill, late check-in from sunny New Jersey. Oh, good for you. You've been out cutting that grass, going to chill for the rest of the day. And I'm going to call him Dr. John, because I think he's a retired doctor, but he's been joining us. He's one of, I think he might be the first subscriber I ever had, but he shows up almost every week. Dominique, can anyone recommend an immigration attorney located in Morelia that is well-versed in the special regularization program? Thank you for sharing. If anybody is hip to somebody like that, maybe David that lives in Morelia, if you know of somebody, and in another 5 weeks, maybe I can help you out. I can talk to my new landlord, Carlos, see what he knows. So hit me up in about 5 weeks. I'll be living there by then. Ms. Sam, hey, Brian, we're going to make this happen. You have to come here to Morelia. We will dance in El Centro, a Mexican band. With a Mexican band, be prepared, Brian. There we go. There we go, Brian. We got you all hooked up. We got Brian all hooked up. All you got to do is come on down. Okay. And when you guys watched the Brian video, I had a little audio problem. Brian's audio came in very loud, so I had to tone down the audio overall to make it good to hear him, but my audio comes in faint. I use a software program called StreamYard to broadcast or to do interviews, and now I know that I could have brought in his audio and my audio separately and then add them to Adobe Premiere and control those audio tracks separately. So I will work on that in the future. Okie dokie. Save some dances for me. You tell them, Dominique. Okay. Just saw an article about Mexico saying they are going to experience the hottest temperatures on record. And I saw an article like that yesterday. I subscribe to this mailing list. It's called Mexico News. You can get on their mailing list for free. But if you start reading the articles over a period of time, they want you to give them $5 a month. I don't know if it's worth it. But maybe one day I'll subscribe, give them $5 a month. I don't know. But yeah, they had an article all over Mexico, and I posted. For what it's worth, we have a new Facebook group. It's called Mexico Expats Build Dallas Lewis. We're up to about 213 members. And I posted an article yesterday or the day before. And in Mexico, they have these little monkeys in Chiapas. And the monkeys are getting overheated and just falling out of the trees dead. That's how hot it is. Like they had 100. They as of 2 days ago, they had found like 113 of these little dead monkeys. That's how hot it is. They say it is hot all over Mexico. I'm putting up a video tomorrow or Monday about various weather temperatures, and I've gone into about 7 cities to see what the weather is like in those 7 cities throughout the year. And one city that I'm going to share in this video is Merida, and Merida is on it's in the Yucatan, and the Yucatan is on. Well, let's just take a look here. Here is Mexico here, and let's open up the map. Merida is very popular. And you can see over there on the right-hand side, you can see Merida right there. And it's known to be hot and humid. They say that 4 months out of the year that I've read that it's perfect. But I was looking at this year-long map, and like last week, people were experiencing like 114 degrees, very humid. And from what people are telling me, from what people are sending me in email messages and comments, I mean, Ajijic, which is 50 minutes from Guadalajara. It's really hot in Ajijic, which is rare. It's hot and humid as hell here. I mean, I took 2 showers yesterday. I was dropping off my laundry. This was Thursday. I was dropping off my laundry, and the ladies at the laundry shop, Alejandra and Isabel and Luisa, were in there, and they were saying, yeah, here in Mazatlan, you got to take 3 showers a day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and one in the evening. But I'm in here. I got all my windows and doors shut, and it's hot outside. And like I walk, I make my morning walks, but now I was leaving the house around 6:30 in the morning, but now I'm leaving for my walk at like 5:20 in the morning. If I have a t-shirt, some sweatpants, and it's pretty crisp and cool at 5:20 in the morning for an hour. Even when I get back, it's crisp and cool. But if I leave later, like around 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning, and go for a walk, I got to come back and take a shower. It's hot as a mofo down here. Mofo. We got Rashi in the house watching from Australia. Good day, mate. Good day, mate. How you doing? David, my new neighbor. Yeah, it's pretty warm in Morelia. High 95 in the low 70s with about 15% humidity. I talked to David this week. Yeah, yeah. But he said that in the house with some fans on, everything is pretty good. So people, we got 43 people in the house with 45 with 25 likes. I can see this over here on the big screen. And so if you're new here, ask any questions about the joys of living in Mexico. And low humidity makes a big difference. Yeah, I remember one time I was in Arizona, and it was the first time I went to Arizona. I took a bus there from Ohio, and it was 117 degrees in Arizona. I mean, that's hot, man. Yeah. I mean, if you walk down the street barefooted, you ain't gonna have no feet when you get home. They just fry off your legs. But it was hot. But I took the bus back to Ohio, and it was like 93 degrees. And with the humidity, it was worse than being in Arizona. So yes, the humidity does make all the difference. Dwayne Bearfield. Hola, Dwayne. 31 days and a wake up. I'll be in Ahiheek. Come on down, dude. Come on down. Is your cousin Valerie? Is she still? Where is she? Is she still in Puerto Vallarta? Come on down, dude, and enjoy. Come on down and enjoy. Savvy. Our Lake Chapala is still very low. We're praying. Oh, the lake itself. We're praying for rain. I lived in that Ahiheek area. I've seen the lake so high that it's flooded, and the cow pastures. I mean, the whole pasture's filled with water. There's nowhere for the cows to even stand or eat grass. And I've seen the water so low that certain areas of Chapala, of Lake Chapala, are like beach areas. So whatever. Climate change. Some people say there is no climate change, but I believe in climate change. Woo! Okay, so let's get back to the list here. I have a list of heartwarming experiences. One of the joys of living in Mexico is the people, and the people are just fabulous down here. They're so giving and loving, especially if you know a little bit of Spanish, but and especially if you're a kind, loving person yourself, you're not a-hole, if you know what I mean. But if you're a kind, loving people, the people in Mexico are so great. So what happened this week? This is like a double story, I think. This week, it was early evening, and there's a little place around the corner. It's called Ponchos. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Ponchos today, but in 6 weeks in Morelia, I'm going to tell you how I really feel about Ponchos. But Ponchos makes a really good cheeseburger. They're really big, and it's a damn good cheeseburger. But they have gringo prices at Poncho. It's a Mexican restaurant, and they have excellent Mexican food. But I just go over there and get a cheeseburger, a giant cheeseburger. Actually, I cut them up into fourths and put them in the refrigerator. They're so big, and that's like 4 days of food for me. But anyway, so I've been going to Ponchos for 2 years since I've been here. And the last time I went to Ponchos for a cheeseburger, it was like 150 pesos. That's a gringo price. That's an expensive price, 150 pesos. But I went in there, got my cheeseburger, and I got it to go. And they bring the to-go box to my little table, and I pay the bill. And the 150 peso cheeseburger had gone up to 210 pesos. That's like $12 for a cheeseburger. And I'm sorry, but I've never eaten any cheeseburger on the planet that is worth $12, but I paid him the money. $12 for a cheeseburger. I don't care how good it. I'm sorry, you know. And that's why I'm happy to get out of this neighborhood altogether. It's a gringo priced neighborhood. I'm used to living in places with the real Mexican people. That's why I'm moving to Morelia. I used to be able to go places in Puerto Vallarta and get a really good Mexican cheeseburger for like $2. Big and juicy, fresh meat with fresh cheese and all the whole thingy. And I mean, for like $2, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah, I'm cheap. I'm used to being cheap, but $12 for a cheeseburger, I don't think so. Now, okay, so now the heartwarming part of the story is, okay, it's dark. I get back to my place, and the entrance that I go in is back by the pool. And there's all these people in the pool. They're all Mexicans. In the summer, this building is a big vacation spot for Mexican families. And there's like 15 little kids. And when I say little kids, these are like 4th and 5th graders or younger. And there are 15 to 20 of them in the pool. They've got one older lady, and then they had like 5 hot mamas in really skimpy bikinis. And they have all these little tables. And so the tables were filled with the adults, and they were eating pizza. They had like 3 boxes of pizza. I'd never seen this brand of pizza before. So I stopped and I asked the older lady, I said, what kind of pizza is this? I've never seen this before. And she says, oh, it's all in Spanish. Oh, I said, is it good? She said, yeah, it's good. I said, well, thank you, all in Spanish. And so I say, well, thank you. And so then I start to walk away, and I hear a voice. I hear a voice talking to me, and she's saying, do you want some? Do you want some? And I turned around, I looked at the lady, and I said, a real popular phrase in Mexico and it's a common phrase when people are being nice, like you say, muy amable, and that means very friendly. And so I said, I said, muy amable. So I go over to the lady, and she gives me a plastic plate, and she puts 2 big pieces of pizza on my plastic plate. And then she hands me the plate, and there were 2 really hot women in these, I don't know, they had to be like 30 years old in these skimpy bikinis. They must have been some of these kids' mamas, I guess. And they said, no. First, here, put some of this salsa on it. And they poured salsa on it. And then, and the other one said, oh, put some of this salsa on it. Yeah. Oh, and so they hooked me all up with salsa. I had my pizza. I thanked them. And that was just so wonderful. And all the little kids were so happy to be eating pizza. I brought the pizza up to my crib, and the pizza sucked. That was some nasty a-hole pizza. I've only had good pizza in Mexico, and it was on the edge of good, okay? It was some nasty pizza, okay? And it was some weird looking pizza. I should have taken a picture of it. They had deep fried cheese balls on the top. I'd never seen that before, but that was some nasty freaking pizza. But their heart was all in the right place, and that's just one of the wonderful things that happened to me in Mazatlan this week. Okay, now let's see what I'm missing. Dave, Valerie is his cousin, is in Cleveland Heights. I wonder if she knows any Bustamantes. Oh, She's still kicking it in PV. Okay, David, I think all the lakes in Mexico are low. We really need some rain. Yeah, all over Mexico, the weather is funky. It's hot. It's humid. So it's climate change. The climate always manages as controlled by the sun. Currently, we're entering the cooling phase overall. That's why you can observe flooding in the Middle East. Ken Art, thank you very much for that scientific update. Helen, it's so hot in Mexico, it's like the Chronicles of Riddick. If the sun hits you, you combust. One YouTuber was doing his video from his pool. The air conditioner had gone out. Yeah, man, I have my air conditioner on right now. And this is May. This is the last week of May. And I've been sleeping. I have different air conditioning units. So I'm in the living room, kitchen, studio area. So I have a unit out here. I have 2 bedrooms. I have a different unit in each one of those. So I don't turn them on all together. Whatever unit I'm in, I go in there and shut all the doors and turn the unit on in there. So the unit is turned on in here. But all of this week, I've been sleeping with the air conditioner on in the master bedroom, and I chill it down, man. I got 3 blankets on in there, and I got my air. I'm gonna be paying some electricity, but I'm gonna say the most I've ever paid for electricity, and this was last year in the hot months. The most I ever paid in electricity was about 1,600 pesos. That's about $70 in a month. And that's cranking the air conditioning hard. So I can do that. I can pay $70 a month for that. That was Merida. Yeah, Merida is hot. So he was doing a video in Merida. Yeah, that's like hotter than hell there. And I told you last week there was a lady that was doing a video from Merida, and it was 114 degrees. The electricity was going out 25 times a day. And the water is connected to the electricity. So if the electricity is out, you can't use the water. And she was saying if you move to Merida, then you have to make sure that you find a place that has solar panels like that. Ms. Sam, I'm here in Morelia, Dominique. We could save some for you. Okay, excellent. Thanks. Right on. You guys talking to each other, sharing that love. Bunch of stuff going on. We'll have to go to brunch, Ms. Sam. Yes, and you guys can take me along with you. Yeah, take me. What are you talking about? You take her for brunch. We can get together, have a little soul picnic brunch. Miss Sam been getting around. She knows what's going on where. Vista del Lago. Hi, Savvy. Yeah, would still like to visit. Valerie, my niece, she lived in Cleveland for the past 40 years or so. Okay, this is so much fun having 2 computers. Because I can look over on this one and see what's going on. And I can see all the happy faces and everything. I haven't been able to do this in like almost 6 months. I'm good to go with that. So anyway, the pizza experience is just one of the experience that I had of the joys of living in Mexico this week. The other joy that I had this week was picking up my computer. That was a trip. They put in a new logic board, And so they had to order the part. The people sent them the part. It was the wrong logic board. That took 3 weeks. They had to send it back, get another one. Then they had to put it in. And so I've become friends with these guys. Seth is the owner, and Sebastian is the young guy. Both of them speak pretty good English. And that's the good thing about knowing some Spanish, because then you can go back and forth. You say something, you don't understand something, they can help you out. They're trying to talk to you. But I was there for an hour picking up my computer because they had to turn it on, test it. The audio the microphone wasn't working. They had to pull off the board. They had to pull off the front and check out what was wrong with the audio, turn it back on, that kind of thing. So we're talking about best places to live in Mexico, how expensive Cabo San Lucas, really expensive. Talked about Durango, talked about Morelia, and these are all talked about living in La Paz, and these are all places that Seth had visited. And before I went to go visit them, I said, "Hey, do you have like a iMac box that you can put my thing in?" Because the way I get this thing around is I just get in the taxi and carry this thing around. Which is kind of a drag. So they said, "No, we don't have any boxes." I just ordered a travel box for this thing for when I make my move from Amazon. I should have it by next week. So anyway, so the computer's all ready. We've been talking about Mexico, where to eat in Mazatlan. Oh, and their community. He said, "Oh, and this is a good community to live in. It's really cheap in this community, but it's a Mexican community. It's not like where I live. I live in a gringo community. It's all Americans and Canadians where I live." But anyway, he said, so he, when I went in that morning, I got there at like 9:15 in the morning, said he had bought a chair from like Office Depot. It was one of those like black swivel chairs, and he had all the screws laid out, and he was screwing on. I mean, there was like 50 screws he was looking at, and so he was screwing this thing together. I hate doing that when you have to put that stuff together. He was putting all that together, and he stopped and did me with the computer thing, and then so the computer's ready. And he looked over at the box that the chair, he had finished. The chair was all ready to go. The box is empty. And he says, "Hey, you want to put the computer in the box?" I said, "Sure." And it looked like the perfect box for an iMac. It was the perfect width and height and everything. So they had some bubble wrap in the back room. They wrapped it up in bubble wrap and covered the screen and put bubble wrap all around the computer and taped the box up, and that was so cool. I mean, super customer service. I gave Sebastian and Seth such a super handshake. That's just one of the joys of living in Mexico, sharing information with loving people and them doing services for you. 99.9% of the time, it is a fabulous experience down here. Okay, let's see what I've been missing here. Little Digger. And again, this is your show. If you're new here, introduce yourself. Tell us where you are. Tell us what you want to know. Tell us what you're experiencing with visa situation, places that you might want to live, Mexican food. It's your show. I'm just a facilitator. And I got 5 weeks. I'm not going to get on the road and go places until I get to Morelia. Then I'll be on the road pretty much all of the time. So why am I saying that? But anyway, this is your show. Let us know you're here. And speaking of new, we got Little Digger here. Little Digger, I don't remember seeing you here on a Saturday. Welcome. Happy to see you. I got my residency visa and moving to QRO next month. My friends told me it's been super hot but rained yesterday, which signals the coming of the cooler rainy season. Yes, May. Sounds like you're talking about Quaratero, and that. Let's go to the map. Let's let people see where that is. Let's look at the map here, and Quaratero is really close to Morelia, actually. So let's zoom in here a bit. I think this is what you're talking about, right here. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Quaratero. And I'm thinking I can probably get there on the bus from Morelia in probably an hour and a half. But you can see all of this is inland and the elevation is higher. And I'm going to think that Quarataro is a little lower elevation than Morelia, so it's going to be a bit warmer there, but it's not going to be deadly hot. And it's like in the Ajijic area, some people say that May is the hottest month of the year. So whatever. So let's keep on going. We got Crazy Boy Radio in the house. Good morning to you. Always great to see you guys in the house. Simon Lester. Simon, welcome. Is this your first time here, or is this your first time leaving a comment? We have 65 people in the house. We have let's see. Oh, we have 33 likes. Feel free to click that like button. Bill, got my permanent residence through marriage with a Mexican citizen. No monetary requirements required. There was a comment on here last week said you still have yeah, and we talked about that at the very beginning of the broadcast. That was David who said that, and after the broadcast, he sent me a message and said, Bill, we have to talk. I think I made a mistake. And so we talked about that this weekend at the very beginning of this broadcast. David shared the exact same thing that you just shared. Okay, so let's see what's going on. We say, what we have here. Bill, thank you for the interview. It was a blast talking to you about Mexico. That was fun, Brian. You guys got it. There he is right there. And if you watch the video, that hat that he has on, he wears that same hat in the video. And you can see a link to this video. It's in the middle of the description below. And it says interview. I think it says it's in big letters. It says interview with Brian Maiden. And all you have to do is click the link. It's about get some popcorn and your favorite beverage. Maybe you got some ribs because it's Memorial Day weekend and some garlic bread. Maybe you got some chicken. Maybe you got some barbecue chicken and maybe some chitlins, something like that. Yeah. But anyway, you're very welcome, Brian. It was my pleasure. And if you would like to do an interview, shoot me an email. We'll set up a time. Brian used his tablet for our interview. He could have used his cell phone, and or Verlaine did an interview with Verlaine. She used her cell phone. It's real easy. Right before the interview, I send you a link that is associated with StreamYard. You click a button, say yes to a couple of questions, we're on. You don't have to do anything for audio. Just point the camera to yourself and talk. So if you have some interesting stories to tell, shoot me an email and we can set up a time for an interview. Savvy Dwayne Bearfield. Hey, Dwayne, come on down. We'd love to have you. I want to make it there myself. Little Digger. Hi, Bill. Yeah, that's what I thought. Not well known, but a great city. Actually, it's a very popular city, and we just showed its location on the map. I had a couple of friends from my building. They are from Ohio, but they've lived out of Ohio. They're from Tip City, Ohio, and they've lived out of Ohio for about 20 years now. And they were living in Ecuador. But then Ecuador had some political, social violence and stuff. So they moved to Mazatlan to check it out. And their first choice, they started looking at other places because Mazatlan was a bit too touristy for them. But their first choice was Querétaro. But they lived there for a while and they didn't like it. I don't know why. So they moved back to Ecuador, and that's where they are now. Matt Brazelton, good morning. Bill Dallas Lewis and everyone. Yes, I'm amazed every day at how good-natured and caring the Mexican people are. Yeah, I mean, it's a joy. It's a joy, especially once you get out in the streets and you start you go to your butcher, to your fish shop, to your little local store that's about as big as this room, and you meet the owners, you meet the butchers. Oh, and you're walking down the street, you start meeting your neighbors and learning their names, and people start inviting you over to their houses, and they want to meet you and introduce them to their families. It's fabulous. David, the elevation in Morelia is about 6,000 feet. And I think that elevation, I think that Ajijic is around 5,000, 4,500, maybe 5,000. And some people have problems with living in high altitudes like that. Always check that out before you make the move. David, thank you very much for contributing to the channel. This is what I do full time, make these videos, go live, take trips, edit video, get my computers fixed. And I appreciate your donations to make all of this happens. That's how I get my laundry done. Savvy Querétaro is 5,971. Morelia's is 6. So Morelia is higher. Thus is going to be a little cooler there. Thank you for that update. The P Lady in the house from Texas. I'm flying to Mexico City next week. I'm a remote worker. Me and spouse will be looking for a space to stay for a month or two. And I tell you, if you are a remote worker, Mexico is a real treat because it's inexpensive here and it's wonderful. It's so much more affordable than the United States, no matter where you're from. Specifically, is so much more affordable than California or Arizona. I think that people are nicer here. But if you're living in the Midwest or Canada and you're working online and you're a younger person, there are a lot of retirees that come down here. But if you're a younger person and you work online, bring your stuff down to Mexico. I've been working online for 20 years down here. And the prices, cost of living, the lifestyle is totally better than living in the United States. And also, at the end of the Brian Maiden video, We talk about crime in Mexico versus crime in Canada. And it's kind of interesting what Brian has to say. It's at the very end of the video. All right, Miss Sam. What's Miss Sam talking about? Yes, Dominique will have to send our emails to Bill. Yeah, he coordinates the contact. And let me put that up here. Here you go. You can email me directly at bill.dallas.lewis@gmail.com. I'm going to leave that up for about 60 seconds now. But there it is. If you want to contact me, sometimes people will contact me and say, hey, how do I contact Ms. Sam? How do I contact Dr. John? How do I contact Dominique? If everybody sends me their email, then I get their approval, and then I send them an email with the email, and I hook it all up. Something like that. So there you go, bill.dallas.lewis10@gmail.com. Okay, we may as well put a message up here for people. Let's go back to comments, see what be going on. Okay, here we go. Savvy. Yep, Chapala is 5,190, and they say Chapala. Now Chapala is it's about a 10-minute. I lived in Chapala for like 3 or 4 years, and Savvy lives in Chapala, and I think Chapala is much more affordable than Ajijic for sure. Oh, and Chapala, Ajijic, they say that those cities have the best climates in the world, and they're only 45 minutes away from Guadalajara. Guadalajara, it's going to be, well, I'm sure you can find very affordable places to live in Guadalajara. It's a big city, though. Here we go. Simon Lester. We had heavy thunderstorms in Huahuapan, Huasca. We are currently on water restrictions. Viva Mexico. Woo! Haven't gone through that yet. Miss Thumbs Up, Crazy Boy Radios. Way safer in Mexico than the USA and Canada. Okay, thank you for that tip, but I believe that also for sure. Okay, pronounced Querétaro. Thank you very much. I was there a couple of days and heard it was expensive to live there. I liked Querétaro. I liked Guanajuato. I like Guanajuato better. I've heard that Querétaro. I've heard it was expensive there. They have a lot of industry there. People are invested money there, especially in the northern part of the city, and that is making prices go up. Hi, Savvy. I'm preparing to visit the Lake Chapala area, maybe in October or November. I hope I get to land with you and go from there. This will be my exploration trip. Yeah, now this is a great place to hook up, meet people, do exchange business advice, living advice, and I want to visit Savvy's place also. I've interviewed her. I've seen videos. We did a video about her place, a video with her. I would love to go there now, but I tell you, it's in San Nicolas Ibarra. It's a little off the beaten path, but it's a beautiful place. It's going to be nice and quiet and cool all night. Great place. Okay, let's see what else is on the list. On the list also is, I did 4 interviews with this wonderful American retired gentleman. His name is Dennis Miller. And somebody asked me a couple of weeks ago, well, how's Dennis Miller doing? And he drove down here by himself from Arizona to Mazatlan, found a place to stay. He's 77 years old. And I think we did this interview 6 or 7 months ago. And so he dropped me a line about 4 or 5 days ago and said, "Hey, he was in Tepic, which is Tepic is between Mazatlan and Guadalajara." And he said he's going to, and he sold his house and he wants to do another interview to update everybody on his wonderful life in Mexico. It's fun meeting these new people. Let's see now. Bill, I have a great free app to learn Spanish. It's called Duolingo. Give it a try. Okay, hey, it's free. Why not? Get nice tip. Many people that are watching this use deal. I know that Brian Maiden's been using it for a couple of years. And I've been studying Spanish since I was in 7th grade. And my last wife was a Mexican. I was with her for 8 years, and she didn't speak any English. So I had to speak Spanish for 8 years straight with her. That was one of the great things about being in a relationship with a Mexican that doesn't speak English. You have to speak all Spanish. Okay, Savvy, Chart, that's great. Love to have you. Buck Stop here in the house. Buenos dias. Bill and amigos. Glad to catch the show. I was the first person in attendance today. Yeah. Buck Stop here. Is always great to see you in the house. And Savvy says, I love Duolingo. I was using Rosetta Stone, and I've been using Rosetta Stone for about maybe 15 years. And Rosetta Stone, you pay them, and it was expensive. Rosetta Stone is expensive. And then, like a couple of years ago, they changed. It's supposed to be like you buy the app one time and it lasts forever. And then they changed their program, so it's all new software, and you had to pay another $200 or $300 to get it. I didn't really like them anyway. Pretty much all they do is show pictures. Here's a dog, here's a cat. I'll never use Rosetta Stone again. And that's all I have to say. Dwayne, I'll be back. I'll be in Ajijic for 6-7 weeks. What's the best way to visit Guanajuato? Okay, Morelia and San Miguel Allende from Ajijic. I would say this, Dwayne, and let's pull up the map. Let's pull up the map. We're going to hide your message right here. And let's show people what you're talking about. Okay, here we go. Okay. Let me zoom in a bit. Okay, here we go. So you can see Morelia down here in the lower right-hand corner of the map. And over here, you can see Chapala over here. So when I took the bus from Mazatlan to Morelia, and on the bus, it took like 8 hours. Oh, and the bus, let me zoom out. Zoom out here. The bus took me to Guadalajara, and then from Guadalajara, I took the bus to Morelia. So I'm thinking the best is just take the bus. Go to Guadalajara. If you're going to be in Ajijic, Chapala, you can get a direct bus to Guadalajara. It's going to cost you like 70 pesos. Make sure that you take the direct bus and learn how to look up how to say that in Spanish Autobus directo a Guadalajara. Directo is the term that you want to use, directo. So you get a direct bus from Ajijic or Chapala to Guadalajara, then go to Morelia. I went from Guadalajara. I took the bus from Guadalajara to Morelia, and it's like a 3.5 hour bus ride. And once you get to Morelia, then everywhere. I also took the bus from Guadalajara to Guanajuato. Let's zoom in a bit. And that's about a 3.5 hour ride from here's Guanajuato up here. So from Guadalajara to Guanajuato is about the same as Guanajuato to Morelia. And what's going to happen is I took the bus from Guadalajara to Leon, and then I took a taxi from Leon to Guanajuato. That cost me from Leon to Guanajuato. The taxi ride was about $30. So don't take the Uber from Leon to Guanajuato. Take another bus from Leon to Guanajuato. And that's only going to cost you like $2. But you can see once you get to Guadalajara, Leon, Guanajuato, here's San Miguel Allende. So if you're in Ajijic, Chapala, you want to take the bus from Ajijic to Guadalajara, and then from there, get your bus to any of those cities. But once you get in this general area, then just start going from city to city, because I'm thinking that Guanajuato is probably like an hour and a half from Morelia, and the same with Querétaro and San Miguel Allende, which is right up here. Yes, I would say that would be the way to go. That's what I think. So there you go. That's what I think. Yeah, now, who else? Buck stops here. Love Duolingo. Oh, okay. Oh, Dominique. Hold on a second here. Okay. Dominique. Does anyone visit natural hot springs in Mexico? There are hot springs throughout Mexico, and come on now. Oh, my mind. There are hot springs around Mazatlan. There are I've never been to one, but they have them here. You can get on a bus, get on a tour, go to the hot springs here in Mazatlan. Let me go back to the map. We're going to talk about hot springs for a minute. We're going to talk about hot springs for a minute. Let me turn off that message, go back to the map. A place that I also want to visit is this place up here, Aguas Calientes. I have to do my research on that, but I've heard there are a lot of hot springs there. Aguas Caliente, and in Spanish that means hot waters. So if the place is called Hot Waters, I would think that they have hot springs. I don't know. Those are the only two places, and you can see that from Morelia, I just take a bus from Morelia to Aguas Calientes. That's probably a 4 or 5 hour bus ride. Here's Morelia, and that's got to be like a 3 hour bus ride from Guadalajara. And once I get to Morelia, Aguas Calientes is going to be one of the first places that I go. But let me come back over here. I wonder if I turn the map on. Let's come back over here. But join a Mazatlan Facebook group with expats. expats in Mazatlan. I know that there are hot springs here. Yeah, so try that. And let me look around. Ola Burn. I found Rosetta Stone is way overrated. Duolingo is definitely way better bang for the buck. And I tell you what, you know, once I leave this room, I speak Spanish all the time. But I need a refresher, and I've never used Duolingo. But one thing I did like about Rosetta Stone, at least I could go in there and kind of look around and just refresh my stuff. So I'm going to check out Duolingo just to refresh my stuff and to practice verbs, specifically past tense verbs and future tense verbs. Yeah, and just to hear it and to speak it, because I think in Spanish about half of the time. I mean, I'm walking down the street, I'm thinking in Spanish. So I just need something to keep my stuff up. So Bern, thank you for that tip, and thank you, Ken Art. Thank you, Ken Art, for contributing $50 to the channel. Woo-hoo! I'm gonna go out and I don't know what I'm gonna buy. Woo-hoo! With $50. Ken Art, thank you so much. And thanks all of you for just showing up and sharing information and asking questions and saying hello to each other and wanting to get together. And we've only been doing this, getting together like this for like 3 years, but people are growing relationships through this channel. People are picking up information through this channel, and that's what it's all about. Sharing the joys of living in Mexico. And as we grow older, we'll get to know each other more. And that's pretty cool. At the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, but Boyle, the Burger King. Thank you, Ken Art, for so much for contributing to the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Simon Lester, I learned soy means I am. Well, it depends on what you're talking about. You can use soy or estoy. Estoy is temporary. Soy is permanent. So you would say soy americano. Soy americano. Soy americano. Okay. That means I am an American, and that would be forever. Once you're an American, it's kind of forever. Soy would actually be more like male, female. Soy hombre, soy male, soy female. But that could be temporary too. I may decide to be a woman next week. So you have soy, then you have estoy. And that's what really mixes you all up with Spanish is the male, female verbs, like the police. In Spanish, it's la policía. And anything with an A at the end of it is feminine. But the police are called la policía. Well, why are the police feminine? I don't get it. So whatever. Now, Charles Williams, thank you so much for contributing to the channel. We have 71 people in the house. We have 39 likes. People have contributed to the channel. Thank you so much. Charles Williams contributing $20. On Saturdays, I don't have to get up at 4:30 a.m., but I'm up by 6 a.m. I get some stuff done, then get ready for your show. That's great. It's a great start to my weekend, Char. Thank you so much. And I tell you what, I don't remember ever seeing your emoji before. That's funny. Thank you so much. Uh-oh. Just thank you. Um okay, Savvy. I've been to some of the spas. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Savvy, thank you so much. Savvy, thank you so much because going back to where is she? Where is she? It was Dominique. Dominique was asking about hot springs, and thank you so much, Savvy, for bringing that up. I mean, it's crazy. I can't believe I forgot this, but let me think about this. Let me think about this. If you bring, I'm going to bring up the map. I'm going to bring up the map. Here we go. No, we don't want to do that. Let's try this. I'm going to bring up the map. This is just freaking hilarious. This is just hilarious. Okay, here you go. So I lived in Chapala right here. Yeah, okay. So I lived in Chapala right here for about 4 years. So here's Chapala, and you get on this little road. You can drive to Ahihique. And that's like a 10-minute drive, if that. Okay, so here's Hocotepec over here. So right here between Ahihique and Hocotepec, and Savvy, tell me if I'm wrong, but once you leave Ahihique, and from Ahihique to Hocotepec, I'm going to say that's like a 20-minute, a 25-minute drive. It's beautiful. There's never, once you get out of Ahihique, there's rarely any traffic. But between Ahihique and Hocotepec, there are many, many, many hot springs. And I've driven by there. I've driven by them many, like 1 million times. And some of them are resorts. Some of them have hotels that you can stay in. And they're in those little special buildings. They're in those little special buildings. It's like a mud hut. And you can go in there, and then they have all those fragrances that'll get your juices all going and everything. But there have to be 30 of those places right outside of Ahihique. And I bet if you connect with Savvy, I bet she can tell you about many of those places. You can stay at her bed and breakfast, which would be, oh God, maybe a 30-minute drive to the nearest hot springs. And then they have public hot springs, which are very affordable because they're for Mexicans. And then they have the high-end hot springs. I forgot all about that. Okay, let's go back over here. Savvy, I've seen some of the spas that are fed by hot springs. I bet you've seen more than a few. Simon Lister, I learned that Uber is more expensive because the U.S. conversion to pesos is higher. What's your thought? I stopped using Uber. I use Didi. Didi is way less than Uber. Okay, for example, when I do my walk in the morning, pretty much I walk from my place pretty much to Walmart, which is not totally true. But for me to walk from here to Walmart is going to be like a half an hour. If I go and I used to take Uber to Walmart like once a week. So for me to take Uber to Walmart, it's going to cost me $3. $2.50 to $3 one way. Okay. If I use Didi, it's going to cost me like $1.30 one day. So I use Didi all the time because it costs half as much as Uber. I never use Uber anymore. Virginia High Bill from Long Island, my social work friend in the house from Long Island. New York today will be 75-degree day. Going to Mex in December. Well, come on down. Let me know where you're going to be. Maybe we can hook up. 75 degrees is nice. There you go. Dominique, are you very welcome? Eric, what's up? Eric, what be happening? I really enjoy your show and videos. Keep them coming. Thank you for your feedback, Eric. Glad to be of service. That's why we do this. We do this to share the joys of living in Mexico. And there's, it's like Tom Petty said. Tom Petty, you don't have to live like a refugee. And if you're young and you're working online, move to freaking Mexico. It's very affordable down here. The people are very loving and friendly down here. And find, I think I'm going to be making these videos probably till I die. So I'm really excited about moving to Morelia because I'm going to be in the middle of Mexico. So I can start taking a lot more trips to smaller towns. So if you're working online, I was in a place, what was that place called? It's near Morelia. I spent the night there, or a night or two. It's called Lagos de Morenos. Lagos de Morenos. It was a fabulous, they would call it a pueblo. I would say the population is maybe 10,000. Beautiful town, super affordable. If you're working online, I stayed at some hotel right in El Centro, in the center of town. I was online, and the connection for my Wi-Fi was 200 meg. That's fast in Mexico. I mean, you can get much faster than that, but I'd never been in a hotel where it was that fast. But you can probably get a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment there for like $500 a month. That's what you're looking for. Fine. Don't go live in Guadalajara. Don't go live in Mexico City. Find a town, population like 10, 20,000 people, where there aren't any tourists. Pay maybe $400 a month for rent that's fully furnished, where the weather's good. You got high-speed internet, senoritas, seniors. You got males, females. Come on down to Mexico. I kind of went off. It appears as though my caffeine is kicking in. The buck stops here. I was going to visit Aguas Calientes earlier this year, but they had an earthquake the same week. They have earthquakes frequently. The last earthquake in that area was just 5 years ago. Yeah, Mexico does have earthquakes. But I remember. Now my memory's coming back. I've been in Guadalajara when they had earthquakes. When was I? I was living there like 6, 7 years ago. Had a few earthquakes in Guadalajara, though I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and I remember experiencing an earthquake in Columbus, Ohio. So, whatever. Now, Ken Art. Also, something that I wrote down for one of my notes, talking about the dangers of living in Mexico. And I was watching a video on this guy that does, he's a Mexican guy, speaks English, and he only does videos about Puerto Vallarta. I'm sure you've seen some of his videos. And he was talking about safety in Puerto Vallarta. And he said, well, the thing you want to do if you're in Puerto Vallarta is just stay in the bubble. So that's, just stay in the main parts of town. He said, you don't want to start driving out to the little towns because that's where bad things can happen. This is what he said. Just stay in the bubble, because I guess a Mexican lady was driving her car to a smaller town outside of Puerto Vallarta, and she ended up getting killed. I don't know how that went down, but then I remembered what happened to Michael Jordan's father. Michael Jordan, the NBA Chicago Bulls basketball star, one of the greatest souls on the planet with a great, generous heart, one of the richest men in the world, so talented throughout the world. Michael Jordan, I don't know how many NBA basketball championships he won. But if you didn't know, here's what happened to his father. I think his father was driving a car in the daytime. He got tired in the daytime, pulled over at a roadside rest to take a nap. So, and I think he had on one of Michael Jordan's championship basketball rings. So Michael Jordan's father is sleeping at a roadside rest, and some guy came up to his window and just blew him away with a gun, shot him right in the head while he was sleeping at a roadside rest. And then he found Michael Jordan's championship ring, and he took that and any money that Michael Jordan's father had. I mean, is the United States dangerous? I mean, Michael Jordan's dad was sleeping at a roadside rest and got blown away. Sleeping in the daytime. Whatever. Oh, here we go. I'm going to check out Babbel to learn Spanish. Okay, I haven't checked that out. Okay, so the only thing that I've heard about Babbel is I have about 200 books that I sell on Amazon. I don't make hardly any money doing that. But Babbel offers a translation service for most languages. So if you write books for Amazon, you can post it on a Babbel site, and you can say, hey, I need this translated into like Turkish, and they'll find some Turkish person who speaks English, and they'll translate it for you, and they do that for free. Whatever. Ms. P. Tolan Tongo is a box crayon, a box canyon and resort located hot springs. It is about 1.5 hours northwest of Pacura, 3 to 4 hours north of Mexico City. Ms. P, thank you very much. And now we're kind of talking about hot springs. Where are hot springs? So let's pull up the map, and let's pull up the map over here, and let's zoom out. And this is what happens when great minds get together and we ask questions and we share information. So here's Mexico City. Here it is right here. Ms. P is talking about this place right here. Tolan Tongo. And looky there. And Dominique, there's a picture of some hot springs right there. There you go, right there. And like Ms. P said, that is north of Mexico City, about 4 hours. What else is over there? And very good. That's another place that I will have to visit. Thank you so much, Ms. P, for sharing that with us. Thank you so much. Okay. David. David. There's a park that's only about an hour or so from Morelia, but I can't remember what it's called in Spanish, but it translates to National Park. It's a really beautiful place. Thank you. I'll have to visit that when we get there, when I get there. There's another place near San Miguel Allende. So you have to remember when you talk about Mexico and hot springs, Mexico is so filled with volcanoes. And many of these volcanoes are semi-active. And so the whole country, there's got to be hot springs everywhere. That's just the way it goes. Helen, what are you talking about, girl? Duolingo is good, Bill. Just FYI, will get mad at you if you don't. Oh, good. If you don't keep up your lessons. Oh, good. Right on. That's good to know. And that's good to know because I need that encouragement. I need that. I need somebody to be on my butt, cracking this whip to make sure that I keep going back to do what I need to get done to keep my Spanish going. Now I must say, there are some verbs in Spanish that are weird. And some verbs break all the verb rules. Some verbs don't. If you look at the regular rule, like if you look at the regular past tense rule, and then you get this one verb over here, it breaks all the work, all the one verb will break all the rules. It doesn't make any sense. So I have a list of Spanish verbs that I refer to regularly. What is the present tense and what is the past tense? I cheat on future tense. We can talk about that at some other time. Dominique saying thank you. Oh, and David said, now this is near Morelia. This natural spring has a hot spring. So hot springs are apparently all over the place. I hope I can keep using this emoji. It's from Duolingo. I hope they don't sue your butt. There you go. And see, everybody's chipping in. La Gruta Spa, located just outside of San Miguel Allende, the hot springs, or Aguas Termales. Very good. Right on. And look who is in the house. Earthly, color brown, blessings all. I have Rosetta Stone will open up the box. Yeah, okay. That's funny. Okay. Yes. Duo will be very mad if you don't study consistently. I love him, though. He helps me to remember to practice. Love me some Duo. There you go. Thanks for the reminder that I have it. Not sure. It's the Spanish version. Okay. And look who is here. William Mustache Stoneman in the house. Buenos dias, Senor Luis de Este de Tennessee. He's in Tennessee. And William Mustache Stoneman is an experienced traveler of Mexico. He and his partner have been all over Mexico. And in fact, he was just in Morelia about 2 weeks ago. Savvy, yep. You got it, Bill. San Juan Cosala is one. Okay. And she's talking about a hot springs near the Ajijic Chapala area. Bill, stop it. I gave natural birth to an 8-pound child and another 9-pound, 13 ounces. It's disrespectful to identify as anything possible to be. Okay. David, I haven't used it, but I understand that Lingo Pi allows you to learn Spanish watching Spanish TV shows. Okay, there's another tip. There we go. Okay, thank you. Glad to be of service. Buenos dias, Jade. Jade is in the house. Buenos dias to you. What are you talking about, girl? What you got to say? What do you want to know? What do you want to tell us? Buenos dias, everyone. Come in late, but I'm going to watch it from the start later. Tuning in from Atlanta, Georgia. You know, I've driven through Atlanta, Georgia 1,000 times because when I used to write and illustrate children's books, I would drive all over the country. Atlanta, Georgia always scared the hell out of me driving through there because they have like 18-lane highways. They always seem like really skinny lanes, and there was always so much traffic. And I never really stopped to learn stuff. Dominique. Oh, there you go. See, there you go. There you go. People are, coming. See, there you go, Dominique. The people I didn't know, Dominique, but the people here know. Yeah. We got 65 people in the house, 66 and 44 likes. People are helping me pay my rent here today, and I greatly appreciate it. Mexico is part of the Ring of Fire. Alaska has earthquake activity daily. Jade, happy Memorial Day weekend. Oh, jazz festival this holiday weekend. It just stopped raining. Cross the fingers. I would love to go to a jazz festival. I've been to the jazz festival outside of San Francisco. That was really cool, man. Yeah, you want to do that. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's see down here. I want to work at a spa doing Reiki, then do psychotherapy online. My hubby is a Mexican native, and I can get residency easy. Well, leave Long Island, get the hell out of there, and come on down. That's all you've got to do. That's all you've got to do. Okay, now I'm like Santa Claus. I'm checking my list, checking it twice, seeing what I've missed out today. We are very lucky today because the internet's good. All my computers are working. I'm using my MacBook. This MacBook, I'm using it as a camera, but then I'm using my Canon N50 for this camera, and I got two cameras going on here. So internet good, computer is good. We have electricity is good. I've got so much stuff plugged in here. I'm just happy I haven't blown a generator yet. Yeah. Okay. 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 I'm just checking my list. Okay. Something very important and very interesting to talk about. Next week, June 2nd. June 2nd is election day in Mexico. June 2nd is election day in Mexico. And what's weird about June 2nd being election day in Mexico? Well, June 2nd is on a Sunday. Think about that. Mexico has their elections on a Sunday. Well, I wonder why they do that. I wonder why Mexico has their elections on Sunday all over the country. Well, I bet they do it on Sunday because people don't work on Sundays. I mean, you got your construction workers, many shops and all. Now, if you're at Walmart, you might have to work. If you work at Pollo Loco or Burger King, you might have to work. But Joe Blow Mexican does not work on Sundays. How smart is that? The United States has their elections on Tuesdays. I'm not going to talk about it. I haven't gotten political in a long time, but I would say that they know people in the United States, they know people work on Tuesday. So there's some group of people that know, well, if we hold elections on Tuesdays, fewer people can vote, especially people that can't get off work, and we know, and that's like poor people. Poor people can't just say, oh, well, I got to go vote on a Tuesday. Okay, boss, can I go vote? Can I go vote? Well, to eliminate all of that, they ought to do what the Mexicans do and just have elections on Sunday. Oh, so next Sunday is election day. That's June the 2nd. And if you're visiting Mexico or if you live in Mexico, on Sunday, you cannot buy any alcohol. Now, I don't know if you can go to a restaurant and have an alcoholic beverage with dinner, or maybe you can get some to go. I don't know. But at all your regular stops, like 7-Eleven, OXXO, Walmart, the grocery store, you can, and they'll have all the alcohol all covered up with tarps. And that's not only Sunday, but it's the day before election day, which would be Saturday. And what I've been told by the place where I buy my alcoholic beverages is they say that they're going to sell beer and alcohol until like 1 or 2 in the afternoon on Saturday. But I don't know if this changes state by state or city by city. But I've been in some cities or towns where the Friday before election day, you can't buy alcohol. And you can't buy alcohol until the day after election day. So, like, you're on vacation, you come down here, you're ready to party. You get off the plane on a Saturday morning, you're all happy to be in Mexico. You go into Guadalajara, you get to Puerto Vallarta, you get to Mazatlan Saturday at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Go down to Walmart to get your 2-week supply of beer and tequila and all that kind of stuff. And you're just happy to be here, but you can't buy no alcohol for like 3 days. I'm just saying. That's all I got to say. Okay, what else is on the list here? Okay. Also, I'm getting ready to wind things up here. For what it's worth, I have done a video on when you can buy alcohol in Mexico, and it varies from, I'm going to say, city to city. It's not even state by state. Like, I was in Guadalajara. In Guadalajara, you could buy alcohol most days at 7 o'clock in the morning. Most days, 7 o'clock in the morning. It also depends on what store you go to. Now, there's a place that's 30 miles from Guadalajara. It's called, I forget. It's a small town. If you go there, you can't buy alcohol until like 10 o'clock in the morning. In Mazatlan, you can't buy alcohol until 9 o'clock in the morning. But, and then in Mazatlan on Sundays, you can't buy alcohol after 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But then they have these other stores that will sell alcohol until like 1 o'clock in the morning. So alcohol sales is weird here. Okay, now. Okay. I want to be in Mexico yesterday. Come on down, Jamie. Thank you so much. Yes, surge protectors. I've got everything that you can see. Everything that you see. My cameras, my microphone, both computers are all going through a surge protector. And at night times, I take my laptop in, and many times I'll go watch movies and stuff like that on my laptop next to the bed, and I'm charging my telephone up. Then it's all going through a surge protector, because I think that's what happened to, I think that's what blew this guy. I think this is what crashed the logic board. Okay, so we have 69 people in the house. Okay, let's see what is going on. What happened over here? Oh, something's going on over here. What happened to you? I think I'm still on. Let's see. I'm going to leave a message. Okay. Oh. Okay, I'm still on. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I'm still here. I'm still on. Bill the Geek says okay. So that's now this is a very important. I'm going to talk a little politics here. May as well. But this is a very important election coming up for United States citizens. Democrats have to get out and vote, because the other side has gone nuts. In some states, they want women to have to register when they become pregnant to make sure that they can follow the pregnancy and have the baby. And if they don't have the baby, they'll put you in jail, maybe charge you with murder. All kinds of weird. So if you want your personal rights, if you want to keep your freedom, you got to vote. You got to vote for Joe Biden. Joe Biden's done great things with infrastructure. Stock markets went up to 40,000 last week, the highest in the history. Donald Trump, when he was president, it got as high as 25,000. Then it just died. Joe Biden has created about 15 million jobs in the United States. So it's very important that people vote in November and get rid of people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and these really weird people. Just bring in votes. Vote for somebody. They want to take Biden off the ballot altogether in Ohio, just because. So, and watch the Midas Touch. The Midas Touch group of attorneys. And we definitely do not want Trump, because Trump is a criminal. And if he gets back into the White House, he will go back to doing more criminal things, because he's a criminal. Yeah. Trump's got to go. He's a criminal. All right. So we have 64 people in the house. Yeah. The USA is a very important place, but I much prefer to live in Mexico. But I have a Social Security number, a U.S. passport, and I do love many of the concepts and the freedoms of the United States. And what's happening, Ann? I'm late and we'll watch the repel. Yes, vote blue in November. Very important. All right, you guys. Well, we've been at it like an hour and 45 minutes. I didn't go too much down politics road. I want to thank everyone. And if you're not doing anything with this hand over here, or if this hand is free over here, and you see that like button, click the like button if you got a second. If you got a second, click the like button. Okay, and I'm getting ready to get out of here. It's been a good time. I'm going to put up a video on Sunday or Monday about various climates with year-long climate maps. And look. Matt, thank you, Matt, so much for contributing to the channel. Stock up on the Modelo before Saturday. Yeah. I'm gonna be stocked up. I'm gonna be stocked up, Matt, for sure. I'm getting ready. But because that's what I like to. I'm ready now. I'm there. Thank you guys for showing up, for contributing to the channel, for clicking that like button. Yeah. Click the like button. We're at 48 right now. Click the like button some more. And I'll be putting out 2 videos a week for the next 5 weeks and going live. So that's about it. Char, Katrina the Maker, Dominique, thank you, Bill, and everyone. See you next time. Again, Matt Brazelton, thank you, everyone, for showing up, for sharing your information, for sharing your love. And thank you for telling all your friends to vote blue in November. And everybody, check out Brian Maiden's video. It's about 6 paragraphs down in the description below. It's all cap letters, and it says, watch Brian Maiden's video, but check it out. It's 30 minutes. So here we go. Adios, Bill, and have a great fin de la semana. Same to you, girl. Semana. See. Semana, not seminar. Semana, girl. Okay. Feliz, that means the end of the week. All right. Okay, so here we go. I'm Bill the Geek, and this is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. Love you all. Thanks for showing up again and sharing information with one another, hooking up with one another. Thank you so much. We're broadcasting live from Mazatlan, Mexico. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. If you would like to contribute to the channel and you're watching the rebroadcast, in the middle of the description below, there is a donation link. And you can click that and you can donate via Visa, MasterCard, American Express, PayPal, or Discovery Card. So on that note, I'm out of here, man. I'm headed to the laundry to pick up my stuff. Adios, hasta luego, and que te vaya bien. Love you all. Bye.